Welcome back to the channel, and we are reviewing the Peanut Butter Falcon. So, Zach, a young man who has Down syndrome, runs away from his care home to pursue his dream of becoming a wrestler. Through circumstances beyond their control, Tyler becomes Zach's unlikely coach and ally. So, the film is written and directed by both Tyler Nielsen and Michael Schwartz. So, going into this film, this film was always going to resonate with me because I've spent 5 years in an inclusive sphere, working with people with conditions and people without conditions, whether they are mild or whether they are severe. And over the period of being there for 5 years, it opened a side of me, or my heart, I should rather say, that I didn't know existed. And the Peanut Butter Falcon offers a unique experience up against to the grandeur of all the different films that we have gotten this year from 2019. And this film sticks out in a very resonant way. And it's a very heartfelt film that's going to touch, I hope this film touches a lot of people. And, you know, I think that the themes that the film touches upon, for example, the fact that we don't need to, as a society, even though this word has been thrown a lot around lately because of the Joker, but in this society, that just because somebody's different than us doesn't necessarily mean that they need to be treated a different way. If anything, treat them how you would like to be treated, and that not necessarily because someone has a condition or disability that they always need a certain type of treatment. You can still talk to them as if they are a human being, and that they do have emotions, and that they can tell the difference between right and wrong, and that they do have a process of empathy within them. And I've got to say, the first opening 5-10 minutes of the film is brilliant. It's got this brilliant sense of Coen brothers, One Flew of the Cuckoo's, and this kind of wit comedy, and it's really nice when it unfolds on screen. I think that Zach Gottison, that boy, he poured his heart into this film, and I really do hope that the audiences renown him and they give him as much praise as possible, because what he's doing is so brave, and I admire that from an acting standpoint. And it really just goes to show, with or without a condition, you can really do anything you want in your life. Now going on to Shia, there's been like this renaissance, this kind of revitalization with this man's career. And I previously saw him in Honey Boy. He was very good in that film. And I absolutely love what Shia LaBeouf is bringing to the screen. He's bringing naturalism, he's bringing raw acting, he's bringing all the fundamental components of what any audience member wants to see in a film. And I cannot praise him any higher. He's doing a phenomenal job, and I applaud him. Another part, and Dakota Johnson is also great in this film, and it's kind of nice to see her not playing this. Obviously, Dakota Johnson from 50 Shades of Grey. It's nice to see her not playing these one-dimensional, eye candy characters. You know, I mean, okay, we all like a bit of fan service, you know. We all like a bit of fan service, wherever the preference of your sexuality is. But I feel like the writers in this film really took the time and the care to really bring a three-dimensional character to her on the plate. And because the character that she gets three-dimensional, you see this whole variety that she's able to bring to the screen. And I'm just sitting there and I'm loving it. You know, it's completely a tearaway, a juxtaposition from everything else that she's done. You know, I thought another film that she was really good in was Bad Times at El Royale. I thought she was good in that film, and I would suggest that you check that film out with her. She's good. But in this film, this is probably one of her best performances I've seen her give, you know, and it's purely down that she's affiliated with filmmakers that care very deeply about their craft and the story that they want to give. And when you have filmmakers that are kind of hell-bent on creating magic, and you've got actors that want to take their job very seriously, the end product is simply near perfection. I think the cinematography in this film was great as well. And that can be kind of maybe sometimes shrouded out by the great performances that are in this film, but I absolutely love the way the director and the cinematography captured the vastness of Louisiana in the Deep South. There are like these beautiful one-on-one shots, and it captures the vastness and just how big a grandeur the area, you know, the swamps, you know, you really feel the scope of how big America is in this film. So cinematography was great. What else? Now, there is some WWE fan service in this film that's going to make a lot of people happy. I won't spoil what happens, but it's going to take a very close eye to spot it. But this man, I'll give you one hint, and the hardcore fans of WWE are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. He comes from the Attitude Era. I'm going to leave it there. And when you see him, try not to do a backflip out of your seat, because I nearly did. I had to have my friends nearly hold me back because I got so excited. So let's now talk about maybe some criticism, some cons. I found that there's a particular action sequence that I couldn't really fathom, you know. It's only just because that these antagonists and the protagonists of the film, they are in the same area, and I could only just assume to think that they would just know where they are, if that makes sense. And I think that will only make sense if you're obviously going to go see the film, because it didn't really add up in my head. But it does not take anything away from the film. It's a very nitpicky thing that I've picked out. And another thing that I can kind of say is the antagonists, their story can kind of be, let's just say that the antagonist story doesn't really culminate for them. They never really get a ending, if that makes sense. But with all this being said, my rating for the Peanut Butter Falcon is going to be a 9 out of 10. I think the cast and crew should be extremely proud of what they have achieved. And I'm going to go out on my shield, and I've gone out on my shield a lot of times, and I speak on behalf of these films, but I'm going to go out on my shield and say this. I think this is the perfect representation of equality and everything like that, and inclusiveness. And I believe that this film should be nominated for Best Picture. I am going to scratch my head if this film has not been nominated for Best Picture. But yeah, that's it, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, share the video. It helps the channel out a lot. And as always, thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.